Who says online education is a wastage of time? It is also the wastage of power, data pack, and electricity. And I know that this is a bit exaggerated statement, but this is the common feeling which started to develop in the minds of the students who are involved in online education. And now that I have grabbed your attention, let me tell you that in this video I am going to express 4 problems which the students involved in online education are facing, and I am also going to talk about the flipped classroom system and how it can be applied in the online format so as to solve these problems. Thank you. Different colleges have different schedules of their online lectures. We have lectures starting from 11 am to 6 pm. A lot of times we also have extra lectures, which means from 9 am to 6 pm. Sometimes also our college ends at 3 pm itself or 4 pm itself. But on an average, if we analyze, then we find out that minimum average student spends 5 hours in front of screen, considering the 11 am to 6 pm lectures and a total of 1.5 hour break. Now, apart from these 5 hours, any average student would like to have a revision, have a self-study of about minimum 1.5 hours. I'm not talking about the toppers which study for 3 to 4 hours, 5, 6 hours, whatever they want. And I'm not even talking about the backbenchers which do not study at all. But any average student would like to study for minimum 1.5 hours. Apart from this, a lot of students are involved in various other courses for self-development, for placement purposes, such as on Coursera, Udemy. So this brings our tally of the total hours spent in front of screen to 8 hours. After all of this mental exercise, one would like to spend some time on WhatsApp, on Instagram, in front of TV screen. According to a study, an average student of between 18 to 24 years spends at least 2.5 hours in front of screen for social media purpose. Now let us assume that we, the students, we sacrifice our social media, and instead of 2.5 hours, we spend only 1 hour in front of screen. But still the tally is becoming 9 hours. Now imagine what would happen to any student if he spends 9 hours in front of screen for consecutive 6 months. What would happen to his eyesight? Many of students are starting to now complain like they face headache, and a study has also indicated that chances of migraine due to the online education format has increased. So screen time is a big issue. Most of the video conferencing platforms use a lot of data, especially the ones which the colleges use, such as the Cisco WebEx or Microsoft Teams. These apps use a lot of data pack and exhaust our complete data during the live lectures, and we are left with almost nothing for the self-study purpose or for self-development purpose or any other entertainment purpose. So we have to recharge again. This is one of the most practical problems that students are facing. A lot of students do not have a good bandwidth. A lot of students are from rural areas, and many students from urban areas as well face the connection problem. And almost lot of time in the lecture is spent in the same questions, such as am I audible, is the screen visible, is the PPT visible, and all of this time is wasted. And the live lectures in which we are supposed to learn something new, all of the time is wasted in all these purposes. A lot of time, due to the connection problem, the complete lecture is cancelled and we have to shift to complete new extra lectures, which means increased screen time. A lot of times due to connection problem, even if my friends are understanding the content, due to connection problem I am not able to see, and my link gets disturbed. And once the link is disturbed, I am not able to understand the content which is taught after that. So I have to visit YouTube or refers to various online PDFs, which means increased screen time. So it all boils down to the increased screen time and wastage of time. Now after all of this struggle, we face a new problem, which is daily assignments and weekly tests. And there are some students which sacrifice their extracurricular activities or self-study for the purpose of assignments or tests. Now you may notice that this situation is a lose-lose situation. In both of the cases, students are getting harmed. Clearly, the current form of online education is not giving the benefits which it was expected to give. Teachers, which are really enthusiastic to convey their knowledge to students, are not able to convey it. Students, which are really eager to gain their knowledge, are not able to gain it. So it is a lose-lose situation. Now here I am to propose the new system, which is the flipped classroom system, which will solve most of these problems. So these are a few videos related to the flipped classroom system. I am not going to explain the exact flipped classroom system. I am going to propose a modified form of flipped classroom system which is relevant to the current online education. Now let us discuss the flipped classroom system into 4 steps. Step 1. Teachers will make videos for the students related to the concepts which are to be taught from the portion. Now this step has various benefits. First, it will reduce the effort of the teachers. During the live lectures, teachers face a lot of problems due to the connectivity. Now in this format, they won't face any problem. They have to just make the videos and provide it to the students. Step 2. Students will watch those videos and learn from those videos. Now this step is one of the simplest steps, but it has one of the most benefits. Let us list a few of the benefits. First is that students would be able to learn at their own pace. Different types of students have different types of learning pace. One understands concepts very easily and some other student takes a lot of time to understand the same concept. And in the live interaction of online classes, where even the connection is a problem, learning at his own pace is not an option. So this new process would provide that new option. Second would be that connectivity issue would be completely solved. This is because once the video is recorded and it's provided to the students have to just download it and just watch it. There won't be any interruptions, there won't be any connection issues. The data pack would be saved on the online video conferencing platforms where there is a lot of wastage of data. In this format, there won't be a huge amount of data pack loss. And after all of this, the screen time would reduce. On the live lectures, the amount of time spent to teach the same concept is more because of the connectivity issues. And in this recorded video lecture format, there would be less amount of screen time. Step 3. Online doubts and difficulty sessions for the students who really have doubts or who really are facing difficulties. Now these online doubts and difficulty sessions would be really effective because students would have already learned the concept and the discussions would be at a much higher level. Now all these steps were related to the teaching and learning process. Now step 4 is related to the testing process. There is not much of a change in this new testing process because there is a huge limitation as to how can we conduct tests. Some of the colleges prefer Google Forms, some of the colleges have developed their own websites. Any of these format is okay because there is not very much scope for testing. It would be great if college reduces the burden of assignments. Now we can't ignore those students, we can't ignore the counter argument, which is a lot of students won't even see those recorded lectures. They won't attend those doubt sessions and they will score good in quizzes by copying. Now the counter argument to this argument is that why sacrifice the time, the screen time, the health, the eyesight and the data pack and the overall learning experience of the students who really want to gain some knowledge for the group of those students who are not even learning, because these students don't even attend the live lectures, they just turn on the screen for attendance and sleep. This was a very honest try to express our problems which we are facing and provide some solutions to these problems. If you have some more innovative solutions, more effective solutions for our problems, please comment in the comment box. And till now, if you are watching this video, please hit the like button and share this video with your friends and your teachers as well, so that they can take steps to solve our problems.